Alright guys, I have been living in this thing now for almost a week in my parents' driveway. So today, Will and I left Maryland, made the drive down to Hot Springs, Virginia. Originally the plan is we were going to go straight to West Virginia. We decided to break up the trip a little bit and go to two different stops. So we're in here in Hot Springs and we have some fun stuff planned tomorrow. But this trip is really going to be kind of like a slow van life adventure. My knee's still a little messed up if you've seen the last couple episodes, so I can't do a lot of like super adventurous stuff. So we're just gonna kind of enjoy the simplicity of van life compared to our giant fifth wheel. It's about 8 o'clock. We got in a little bit late, still some light left in the sky. And we got stuff to make dinner tonight. So I'm gonna cook for the very first time in the van and show you guys how that works. If you haven't seen the tour, it's like kind of an interesting stove top. So I'm gonna go show you. Okay, so my favorite food in the world is Indian food. So I was trying to decide what to make for the first dinner in the van, and I decided to go with butter chicken. So this is apparently a very easy recipe. I got it from Kim, who works at Liquefied. She says that she makes it and it's like super easy, so I'm trusting you, Kim, because I think it seems pretty like one pot friendly, which is what we're going for tonight. So we stopped by Walmart, got most of the stuff. We had to go to a different store to get garam masala because they didn't have that. Got this naan now. Doesn't that look pretty good? Pretty soft. So I'm gonna get to making this. See how easy it is to cook in this little van. I've never done this before. Okay, so it's a very interesting cooking setup in here because right now it looks like there is no like cooktop. Like maybe you would have to have a separate one that you plug in, when in reality there is a built-in cooktop. So this is called the InvisiCook system. Very, very cool. This is actually porcelain countertops, and they make them in Italy. So Grand Design imported them in, and it's really cool. If you can kind of see, there's a little dot right there that tells you where the center of your cooktop is, and essentially you set your pan here. It's an induction cooktop, so it works just like any other induction if you're familiar with that. And all you do is adjust this little knob right here and it starts heating up pretty quickly. I tested it the other day and it works pretty well. So normally I would cook the rice myself, but limited resources, so I got these little basmati rice microwave packets, and they just take 2 minutes. Alright, first meal in the van looks pretty good. Not bad for cooking in a van for the first time. I will say there's definitely going to be a learning curve with cooking in here. It's just because it's a lot smaller of a space than what I'm used to. Like the fifth wheel feels like you're in an apartment. Here I feel like you need to learn your order of operations for cooking. Like anything you need to wash, I feel like that needs to be first. That way you can put this cover back on as countertop space. Chop up everything that's not like meat that has bacteria first, get that out of the way. That way, once you like cut up your meat, you can wash your cutting board and your knife and everything and put it away, rather than having to like wash the cutting board to cut something else with. So I didn't do a good order of operations tonight. But you know, you live and you learn. Used the microwave for the first time. Didn't realize I had to take stuff out of there. It's actually a microwave and an air fryer down here, so pretty neat. We'll have to try the air fryer one time. But overall, I feel like it turned out pretty good. It's a little stressful because I don't know if you can see, all of these bugs started coming in because we had the doors open. It's like an infestation of bugs. So after we eat, we'll have to address this.
Num num. Try not to slam that door on the table. Oh wow, this looks so good.
It's a little salty. I already tasted the chicken.
Is it?
Because I couldn't measure out the salt because it's just a grinder. So I was like trying to strain it.
Oh my god. Well, camera acted like butter chicken was so easy too.
Good morning, guys. So you probably can tell from the background, but we are not in the van right now. So yesterday didn't exactly go as planned. We woke up at that campground and I was feeling really sick for one, and Tucker's still getting used to it and everything. So what we decided to do is we left Hot Springs. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do like the hot springs like we were trying to, just because I wasn't feeling good. But we made our way over to New River Gorge area. So we are staying at an Airbnb that we'll booked. It's like 10 minutes outside of the national park. Really, really cute little Airbnb. I'll give you just like a mini tour, but super nice kitchen. It's the living area. There's Tucky. Well, there he is. There's Tucky boy. Tucky just got the ball because we have a nice yard out here. Tucker's loving this. And then it's got like 3 separate bedrooms. Really nice bathroom, so we could take a long shower this morning. And then this might be the nicest part. Just a really nice deck and view out here. It's very peaceful. And we have a hot tub. We were going to try to do it last night and got kind of tired, so we're going to try to do the hot tub tonight and grill, I think, maybe. Or cook inside, I'm not sure yet. But there's the van right there. Yeah, it's a really pretty place. Very peaceful, and it's been kind of like a nice break just getting out of the van for a minute. So one thing that I really love about van life is that it's so flexible. Like, I woke up yesterday, I don't know why, I was just feeling really, really sick to my stomach, like I was gonna throw up. Will just knew like it'd be really nice to just get a break out of us living in a tiny space, just to kind of get some breathing room, be able to take like a long shower and not worry about watching water and all that. And that's what I love about van life so much, is that it's so flexible. Like, you can stay in the van, you can stay at a hotel, you can get an Airbnb, you can stealth camp even if you want to. And that's something coming from fifth wheel life. Like, we do not have that luxury. We have a 40-foot fifth wheel, and so we have to stick to the plan. Like, you can't wake up and just be like, oh, you know what, let's just go to a hotel tonight, because there might not be room to park that RV at a hotel. Fifth wheel life, although it's very spacious, it's very rigid in the plans, I would say. Whereas van life, you can be really spontaneous because it's anywhere you can take a car, you can take the van. And this van in particular, compared to some of the bigger Sprinter vans, although they're very nice, some of those are big and they're still difficult to park in some parking areas. We actually went to dinner here last night and it was a tiny parking lot, and I fit just fine into the spot, no different than any like trucks or SUVs there. And so that part of van life I've really come to enjoy, just kind of not having to plan every detail out. Yeah, it's been nice that we were able to get this Airbnb and come stay here. We were here last night, we're gonna be here for another night, So we're gonna go off and try to do some things in the national park today. Not even sure where we're going yet tomorrow, but we're gonna take our time going back to Elkhart because that's where we're heading, and try to stop somewhere tomorrow where maybe we can do something fun on the way back. I think we're gonna leave Tucky here and we're gonna go get coffee in town. Also, I forgot to mention that the whole theme of this place is cardinals. It's called the Cardinal Cottage. They have this cute like nest here with this huge cardinal in it. And then a bunch of the things inside the house are cardinal themed. So my mom would love this because she's obsessed with birds and cardinals especially. Just drove over the new River Gorge Bridge, which is like the most like iconic what do you call it?
Like staple of the state.
Yeah, like that's
park.
like the picture that you see for this national park is this cool metal bridge that runs over the gorge.
So tall, like it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. So we're gonna do a drive later that I think we have a good viewpoint, like an overlook of the bridge, so we'll be able to see it from the outside. But when you're driving over it, like Will couldn't because he's driving, but on the passenger side, you can kind of like peek down and see how high up you are. And it's a little sketchy. Like, yeah. I'm not afraid of heights or like going over bridges, but I will admit that bridge is a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday when you were driving, and yeah. I am afraid of heights.
And it was quite sketchy.
And it was quite scary.
So we're starting I say morning, but it's already like almost afternoon. But we were starting the day off at a spot called Cathedral Cafe. We're down here in like downtown Fayetteville, which is pretty much the biggest town around the national park. It's where you have more restaurants and stuff going on. So we came here. This is Cathedral Cafe. It's an old church that was actually converted into a coffee shop. So they still have these beautiful stained glass windows inside. And you can actually sit and eat. A lot of people were doing that. But you can also just get a coffee to go. So I got my classic, which is an iced vanilla lavender latte.
How is it?
It's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, and really what's cool is right behind Will here, this is like a van conversion place. That just happened to be here, so van life.
Energy vans.
Energy vans, shout out. Okay, so we came over to the Canyon Rim Visitor Center real quick to do a short, tiny little hike out to a scenic overlook of the bridge. So that's where we're heading now. So we finally made it down to the main scenic overlook here. So you got the bridge right here, and then you can finally actually see how deep the gorge is behind me here. And the river, this is the new river that flows through and underneath the bridge. So it's just, it's hard to like describe because you can't really tell on camera, but like the height up here is pretty incredible. And a little spoiler alert, I'm actually walking across this bridge later tonight.
Sounds terrible.
Right? Will's not doing it, but I'm gonna do it.
Well, I would do it, but I think I'm too big.
There's something about like the waist strap.
The waist strap, yeah. I don't know. Now that I look at it, though, maybe I wouldn't have done it anyways.
Like, I'm glad I don't fit.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back in the van and we are getting on what's called Fayette Station Road. This is a really cool scenic drive that you can do in New River Gorge National Park. It's about 8 miles long and I believe over 100 years old. And this was the original road that people had to use back before, I think, the 1970s to actually get across the gorge. So the main bridge that we showed you earlier, that was built sometime in the 1970s. But before that, you had to go on this 8-mile road. It took you all the way down the mountain until you got to like river level. There was a small bridge to go across, and then you had to go all the way back up, winding up the mountain. So when they established that huge New River Gorge Bridge, it actually turned a 45-minute drive into like a minute drive. So saved people a lot of time, and also it's just like a beautiful architectural bridge. But we are about to do the Fayette Station Road. I think it said it takes like hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how much you stop at the scenic overlooks. Honestly, this is another reason why having the van versus the fifth wheel is so cool, because like you can just take your RV that you're living in and bring it into a national park and be able to do a lot of this stuff. I would love to take this van at some point and go camping in a national park. But it's just nice, like we have all of our stuff with us here in the van, and then we're doing something like this.
Hungry, so I just grabbed a cookie.
Yeah, like we got cookies. I got my hairbrush. We got a muffin. You know, like you got everything you can eat. We actually just drove under the bridge a couple seconds ago. Like I didn't even realize we were going under it because it was so high above us. And I was just like recording some video and I looked up, I'm like, oh, we're going under the bridge right now. How's the drive so far?
It's not bad actually.
Yeah, just a lot of switchbacks basically getting down to the water.
Just take it easy. It's nice that you know nobody's coming.
Right, that really does make a difference knowing that it's one way.
Yeah.
Okay, so for lunch we came back over to downtown Fayetteville to a spot called Secret Sandwich Society. So this was one of the other restaurants that was really highly rated in this area and really good lunch spot. So we got some food coming, but we did order an app. These are pimento cheese fries. So we're back down in the South with the pimento cheese. So they actually melt the pimento cheese, and then I had them upgrade it with bacon.
Bacon is good for me.
Wait, those fries are so crispy.
Very crispy. You get more flavor from the pimento cheese than you would with like regular cheese fries.
Definitely, yeah.
Because pimento cheese has so much like spices
That
in
might
it.
be like a favorite cheese stick for me.
Okay, food is here. I got the rosemary, which is turkey, rosemary mayo, provolone, marinated roasted red peppers, lettuce, tomato, red onion on toasted sourdough. This was the other one you were thinking about.
That was
getting.
my second. I was just about to say that.
So I asked the waitress what was their like most popular sandwiches. She named a couple, but she said this was her favorite. Okay. So you could try it.
Okay.
And I'm not actually normally a big like turkey person, but when she said it was her favorite, I figured I'd give it a chance.
There you go.
Yeah, once you get the see the roasted red peppers.
Oh yeah.
When you get those, it really is a good bite.
Cheddar cheese, lettuce, mayonnaise, bacon, and egg.
That's to the side.
There you go.
It's kind of like a brunch burger.
A little bit, yeah.
Is it good?
Very good. You can tell the meat's like very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good.
And you got fries, I got chips.
Yeah, I should have asked for chips instead.
After lunch, I went over to do the bridge walk, which is one of the most unique and slightly scary ways to experience New River Gorge. You can feel it shaking. It's a guided walk along a narrow platform underneath the New River Gorge Bridge, which stretches 3,030 feet across the gorge and towers 876 feet above the river. After getting strapped into a full-body harness, our group was led to a hidden entrance tucked beneath the bridge.
So just so everybody knows, I know everybody kind of stepped out. You probably felt the shaking, the vibrating, and all that. That's good, perfectly safe.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Vibration is good. So if we didn't feel a vibrating bridge, then it's not so good and it's bad. So if you're nervous or scared, don't let that scare you. When we get out to the middle, it's going to shake a lot worse. You don't, not like that, but you're going to feel some vibrations, okay? It's a hands-free system, so we're going to use these trans fasteners. So what's going to happen is when you come out individually, I'm going to hook you up to one of these little things. I'll hook your lanyard up. As you walk, it's just going to drape over your shoulder. It's going to pull right behind you. You don't have to do anything with it. From this end to that end is 3,030 feet is what we'll be doing. We'll go up a little bit of an arch, about a 4.5 foot incline. You don't see that, right now, and you don't feel it either, so don't worry about it. But if you look right now, you can't see the other end of the bridge. Once we get to the middle of the bridge, when we get to the top of that arch, you can look both ways and see both ends of the bridge. And that's when we're center wet, and that's because of that 4.5 foot incline. All right, right over the left shoulder there.
Thank you.
You can start walking.
All
You'll
right.
be good to go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna come behind you right here.
Okay. We're still not too far above the ground, so it's not too scary yet, but you can feel, oh my god, that was just like a trucker, I think, that went over. You can feel the cars going over the bridge and like a little bit of shake. And he said when you get out to the middle of the bridge, the shake is a lot worse. So, and it's already bad right now, so I feel like it might be a little scary when we're out over the middle, especially because you're at the highest point. Yeah, I'll just say this, I don't think Will would have liked this at all. Because you can feel it shaking, and it's getting scarier. Getting a lot windier and cold up here the further we get out to the middle of the bridge, because we're getting to a higher and higher spot. When I signed in here, he was like, just so you know, it's colder up there, so you might want a jacket. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I got a long sleeve shirt. But now I kind of wish I had like a jacket or a windbreaker or something. Okay, we've probably been up here for, I would say, like maybe 15 minutes. Maybe it's not even that long and it just feels that long. But I imagine we are roughly at the halfway point now. It doesn't take as long as you would think to walk across it. It really just depends on like the pace that you're going across. But our group seems to be walking at a pretty smooth pace. I'm in the very back. The tour leaders said that I could kind of be in the back, that way I'm not holding people up trying to record and everything. So it's nice because I tend to like hang back, get my video, get my photos, and I'm not holding anybody up. I would estimate it's like at least 10 degrees colder up here than it was at ground level. So I would definitely recommend wearing more of a jacket, like bundling up more than you would think, because the wind chill for one is definitely adding to it. Like my hands are getting pretty cold. Okay, yeah, so we're about the halfway point now, and actually what you do is the whole group stops and you have the option where you can like sit down here and put your legs out. Like about half our group decided to sit down. I'm just gonna stay standing. Partially because my knee doesn't bend easily, and even if I can like get down, I'm afraid I won't be able to get back up. So I'd rather just stand and enjoy the views from up here. Okay, so every October 22nd is their bridge day, and everyone comes out to really celebrate. So he said people will be harnessed in pretty much hip to hip. There'll be so many people up here. But what's even crazier is there's people come who do rappelling down the side of the bridge on that day. Even crazier, there are people who base jump. So they jump off the top of the bridge, and very quickly they have to open their parachute to try to land on this little beach down there. And then maybe even crazier are people who get catapulted. There's like a catapult on the top that shoots people off the side, and then once they're in the air, they pull their parachute. So he said the base jumpers and ones that are getting catapulted, that's even scarier than jumping out of a plane, because you have to be very precise about when you pull your parachute so that you have enough time to actually like make it to that beach area down there. All right, a little fun fact about this bridge is that all of the steel comes from the U.S. Steel Company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, its red colors because it is a special type of steel that's meant to naturally build a rust on it, and that way during the cold winters where there's a lot of snow and ice and salt being laid, it wouldn't affect the bridge. They really didn't want the bridge to look like a lot of the bridges in Pennsylvania where it was bright yellow and really stood out. They wanted it to be a color that would kind of fit in the landscape, and it really does. It almost has, you know, a reddish tree trunk color, I guess you could say. And the fact that they went with a steel like this that didn't have to be painted saved taxpayers over $1 million a year. So win-win for everybody.
Hi!
Boy. Did you bring my baby?
No, I was at the grocery store still.
I thought you were gonna get him first.
No, I remember I said grocery store, then drop the groceries off and get him and come back.
I did it.
You did it?
Look, I did it.
Oh, nice. Was it scary?
You wouldn't have liked it. Let me just say
You
that.
always say that, but I think I would have.
You'll see when you watch this video. You would not have liked it.
No.
It shook a lot.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you could like feel when truckers would go over and it would like.
Really?
Like
I went over it like 4 times. I hope it was me.
Yeah, well, maybe. But you could tell when it was like a bit, like a probably an 18-wheeler, and it would like.
Oh yeah.
Shake. You're like.
Okay, Jen likes to tell me that we're going on these hikes. I'm like, oh, it's an hour long with like, you know, a mile or something. So we're starting a timer this time. Ready? At the start of the trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be an hour and 15 minutes. Let's see how long it actually takes.
Yeah, that's if you walk and you don't stop and you don't have to film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a 20-minute variance for that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, is that good?
20 minutes. All right, good morning, guys. Sorry that we had to start with Will's attitude today. So this morning we are heading out of the national park area and starting to make the drive back home to Indiana. But this morning we are ending our time here. Ooh, okay, it's bad. This morning we are ending our time here at the Endless Wall Trail, which is one of the most popular trails in this national park, but I also heard someone saying that it's one of the most popular trails like in the country. So it has some pretty awesome views about halfway through. So it's a loop trail and ends up being about like 2.5 miles long, but you can also just come back this way after you get to the overlook, like essentially make it a little out and back, and then it ends up being like 2.2 miles. I think that's what we're gonna do, because if you do the whole loop, the last like third of it is on the road. It's a tight little mountain road, so I think with Tucker and everything, I'd rather just avoid that if we can. Okay, I can tell we're getting close to the main overlook, but this is a little preview one, and now you can actually see the river down there. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's so loud you can hear from those rapids there and then up there. Will thought it was the train earlier, but I'm like, no, it's definitely the river. And then I can kind of see over there is where we're heading. So something really nice about New River Gorge National Park is that it's pretty pet friendly. I believe most of the hikes, I'm gonna fact check that, but I believe most of the hikes you can bring dogs on leashes. I know this one obviously you can. And yeah, and that's honestly why we haven't been to more national parks, is because, you know, we want to take, if we're going on a long hike, we want to take Tucker with us. We've tended to visit state parks actually a little bit more than national parks. So I really like that about this park. And Tucky loves it too. We finally made it to Diamond Point Overlook.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful views up here.
Yeah.
You can see just the sheer cliff and
I
the
know.
water behind us.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a pretty big area here, so you can kind of get almost like a more than a 180 view around here. I did look to see, you can't see the bridge from here. It's a little too far down there to get a view of it, but you can see the river, you can see the train tracks.
It's so cool.
And I can see why it's called Endless Wall, because like what we're standing on is basically part of a huge like rock
Cliff.
face that
Yeah.
runs along the side of the mountain. So
It's
pretty
really cool.
Yeah.
You're a dirty bully.
Make sure it doesn't get too hot.
Alright, so we left West Virginia earlier, drove about 3.5 hours northwest into Ohio, and now this afternoon we are here at Hocking Hills. Oh my god, I almost forgot the name. Hocking Hills State Park. So we only really have the afternoon here, so we're gonna just try to hit as much as we can before it gets too dark. The park doesn't close basically until dark, so I don't know exactly what time it's gonna be.
Figure it out.
So our first stop, because we're at the southern end right now, we're at Ash Cave first. From my research, a lot of the landmarks that you'd want to see in the state park, you don't have to do like a real long hike to get there. Nice. You can kind of just like park, and it's like a short little walk to go and see it. So hopefully we can like just do that and check off a lot of things. I'm surprised that it's not a national park. Oh my goodness.
Tucker, talk. No, sir.
That was a really good smudgement day. I hate to be that boy, but I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, like from looking at pictures, I'm surprised that this isn't a national park.
Oh, really? You think it's that good?
Oh, like people were saying like it's like world renowned.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just a state park, so I'm not sure.
That's cool. Maybe they don't
haven't-
want to give it to the national park.
Yeah, maybe they should keep
We're
it
keeping this one to the state.
to OH.
I-O. Or as Kati said, Big
The
O.
big O. She didn't know what what the whole thing was.
Right.
Ohio.
Holy crap, look at that. Ooh. Oh.
It's so funny too, because like we're just driving up. We just kind of came to the edge of the state park. We were just driving through. It doesn't look like anything spectacular, but like right around the corner is this. So this is Ohio's largest recessed cave. It is 700 feet wide, 100 feet deep, and 100 feet above ground level here. And the cave got its name because early settlers, when they found this cave, there was like a mysterious large pile of ashes in the middle. They don't know exactly what the ashes came from. It could have been remnants from like Native American campfires. They don't exactly know, but that is how it got the name Ash Cave.
Checking out Ash Cave.
Checking out Ash Cave.
Yeah.
Alright, stop number 2 in Hocking Hollow State Park is Cedar Falls. Behind us you can see. And it's actually like a really powerful waterfall.
It is, yeah.
Like there is a lot of water flowing, and it's funny how calm it is where it comes out to. Apparently the reason that it got the name Cedar Falls was because the early visitors that found it, they mistook the eastern hemlock trees around here for cedar trees.
Interesting.
So they called it that, but there's actually no cedar trees around here, which is funny. What do you
It's so
think?
beautiful here. You have to walk down quite a few steps to get here, but it wasn't bad
No, it wasn't bad
at all. It's just so cool how it's like the caves. What I really think is cool too is how the waterfall almost like splits in the middle. Did you kind of notice that?
Yeah.
So I think, and then it like comes back together before it drops into the pond below.
Yeah, it is cool how it does that.
It is.
Can I sing?
Okay, so we came to the visitor center, and there's a trail that you can essentially get on. That if you do the whole thing, you can hit a lot of the landmarks here. So the first one off the trail is Upper Falls, and we actually were just on that bridge up there. And you hear the water, but like until you were on the bridge, did you realize like there was a huge waterfall beneath you? And it's almost like this natural pool. It's funny how it's like so blue.
Very blue, gorgeous.
Kind of like this natural beach that's been created here. So unfortunately you can't swim, even though I don't know if I'd want to. It's too cold for that. But Tucker wants to.
Did they say you can't swim?
Yeah, no swimming in any of the water here.
Really? I didn't know that.
No swimming or wading. No wading either.
What about doggies?
But they didn't say no swimming and waiting for little babies.
Look,
Tucker, come
Tucker,
on.
we can't go, baby.
Come on. He wants to go so bad.
No, he doesn't like swimming.
He likes water like this.
I just like flowers in the water.
Yeah.
You know, it actually worked out coming here later in the day like we did because there are a lot less people that I'm sure
I was thinking that.
are here normally. Yeah, like it's not a lot of people here at all. So it's a lot easier to get like pictures in front of things and not have a ton of people in the background trying to get photos at the same time.
Especially when vlogging.
Yeah, and it's easier like being able to talk to the camera. So, and it's also a Friday. I'm sure the weekends and holiday. Oh, and this Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, I didn't even
I bet you it's
think
gonna
about
be
that.
crazy here tomorrow. So
Right.
we lucked out coming here when we did. Okay, it's not officially marked, but I would almost bet that this is Devil's Bathtub. So, it doesn't look that scary in the bathtub. It looks like it'd be a fun ride, but I'm sure the water would like suck you down and throw you in there. That is super cool though. Okay, this whole area here is super, super cool. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie set or something.
Right.
I would
It
say.
really does feel like Narnia.
Oh yeah, like I would say if you only have like a couple hours to come to, why can't I always remember the name?
Hocking Hills.
Hocking Hills. If you only have a couple hours, I would just come to the visitor center, get on this trail because like you're walking in this gorge essentially.
Narnia.
Yeah, and you feel like you're in Narnia or something.